Well, you don't have to feel evil about writing those stories. You really don't. But it may be as someone speaking from a place where I have had that level of depression. Fur that is fluffy and warm and posh-like. How about fine fur? Does that sound right? Awesome. Ooh, look at this guy. He's got a cape. And a unicorn horn. Bumblebiz the Blowy has joined us. Is he actually any good, though? That's the question. He costs 2. Okay. So he is a bigger dude. Okay. Might perform the same move when another Higgledy skill is triggered. Cures an ally's status ailments. Higgledies from the hereafter bless an ally with the power of wind. Slightly boost the attack power of the player awakened. I want to use this guy. This guy actually looks like he might be better than Whiff-Waff. We're gonna lose the heal, sadly, but I think he is actually a better Higgledy. I mean, kind of. So speaking as a person who, you know, has actually, you know, was diagnosed clinically depressed, actually not necessarily suicidal, but kind of had thoughts going down that road. I think you really have to write that right, otherwise it feels really right. Like, I don't think anybody's necessarily evil for writing suicide, but I think it depends on how you choose to write it. So if you just go in and you're like, well, you know, this guy's depressed, he just wants to get it all over with, it's like, well, that's not... I need your help! That's not how, you know, how it is. And for most people who... you know, choose to make that choice. Yeah, it's not. They're not doing it to get attention from people necessarily. They're doing it because they're kind of at the end of their rope. So it's almost too easy to go in and to go, yeah, well, he lost his job and his wife left him. Okay, that's the reason. That might be the reason for some people, but it feels too easy. There's no depth to that, I guess. You know, you're taking this person, this rounded individual, this entire personality, you know, someone who has a history, and all of a sudden they are, you know, 2 assets of their world have come crashing down, and that's enough to cause them to completely want to end everything. And it doesn't feel, from those that I've spoken to, from those that I know, personal experience with suicide in my family, that doesn't feel like how it actually goes down for a lot of people. You know, it's not just this, well, something went wrong and therefore my life is over. There's more that adds up to it. People feel, you know, they have a feeling of it for a while. It's not a sudden thing for most people. You know, it takes some time for them to reach that point. Okay, well, let's fight you. Because apparently you're going to be here. I mean, it's not an evil thing, but I think, you know, you don't want to go necessarily too fast into it.
Here goes.
Come to me, my friends. Let us blast this dude.
Here goes.
Well, he did damage. I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, showing off character death and having your character be depressed and having them, you know, feel depressed. But you don't want it to feel like I'm having them depressed because I'm trying to get your interest in the story. Yeah, by all means. The reason why I kind of wax on about this one is I actually had a discussion with my uncle a couple of weeks back. So personal history, those who don't know. Donuts. I want to keep exploring. There's a lot of area to this area. I want to see what else we can find. So for those who are unaware, back when I was a kid, so my dad killed himself. And, you know, a lot of people in my family, including my uncle, do have feelings about that, right? So my uncle and I have, my uncle, who's my dad's brother, and I had a conversation while I was in Florida about this. And, you know, my uncle's still angry about it, which is completely understandable. Like, it's something he didn't understand. It's something he doesn't, you know, he doesn't know why my dad did it, or why my dad couldn't talk to people about it, right? And, you know, he wanted to express that anger. And I think, you know, look, and I'm not going to say this because this is something that I feel very intensely about. My uncle's kind of this amazing guy who, and I told him this, he kind of, he did what I call the stepdad thing. And when I say what I mean by that is, he kind of realized that my family was kind of lost without my dad for a while, and most of us didn't appreciate this or even take advantage of this. Well, take advantage of the wrong phrase here. But most of us didn't really go with this. My uncle kind of stepped up and said, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the dad thing for you guys, but I'm not gonna try to take your dad's place. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be that dude. I'm gonna offer my support. I'm gonna try to help you in every way I can. I'm gonna be that person." And this is, you know, to me, this is the true meaning of what it means to be like a dad and a role model and a father figure. But he kind of stepped up and said, "You know what? Look, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna offer you support in every possible way." And that means a lot for me, because I made a bunch of very stupid decisions as a teenager. But he kind of said, "Look, I'm going to support you in everything you can do, and then I'm going to be here, and I'm going to offer you help over and over and over, and you may never take it, but I'm still going to offer it. I'm going to be here no matter what. If you have something you want to talk about, let me talk about it." So he was this really big guy who came in and said, "Look, I'm going to do this." And he did this not asking for any, he didn't want praise, he didn't want, you know, he didn't want to thank you. It was just, this is what I should do. You know, this is how you take care of a family. So he came in and he did this, and, you know, which I appreciate endlessly, because it was amazing support from people in a very bad way. But, you know, just like anybody, when he lost his brother, he lost a big part of him. And, you know, he says he's already gone through therapy for it, so it's not something he really wants to necessarily focus too much on, but he wanted to obtain a granddad's chair. What is that? So, you know, he talked to me and he's like, "Look, I don't understand why your dad did this. I don't understand why he couldn't just talk to us, why he couldn't just speak out." A firm old fungus that is solid enough to sit on. Okay. It's fungus. He's like, "Look, I don't know why your dad did this. I don't know why he chose this. I don't know why he couldn't talk to us. You know, I don't understand. I don't understand why he had to make this choice." And it's a pretty big thing. And I asked him, "Look, you know, have you ever been depressed? Like, have you ever had, you know, those feelings?" Because I think for a lot of people, if you don't have those feelings, if you don't know depression, you know, if, I forgot the phrases, if the darkness has not been your constant friend, it's very hard to understand where people in that position come from. And I had to talk to them. I'm like, "Look, you know, I do know where that comes from. And I know that, you know, it's not what a lot of people feel like is depression, right? It's not, you know, a lot of people are like, 'Man, I'm so depressed. You know, you know, the movie I wanted sucked. I'm depressed.' And you sit there and you're like, You know, it's not lethargy or apathy. It's not ennui. It is, you know, it's a feeling that nothing will ever be right again. There is no reason to smile. There is no reason to be happy. Nothing will ever be better. The darkness will never go away. you know, for a lot of people, one thing happens, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna get over that. And then, you know, a couple hours later, you're like, hey, well, that was good. Or maybe a couple days later, maybe you lose your girlfriend. You're upset for a very long time, right? But eventually, you get over it. You're like, okay, let me move on. I think for a lot of people, and especially the way that I typically feel when it comes to is, you don't move on. It just kind of sits there. And, you know, you sit there and you start getting trapped in this kind of spiral of, you know, this was terrible. And then, oh, that must have been because I did something bad here. And then you kind of keep thinking, you're like, you know, man, I just realized that, you know, I haven't been doing anything good with myself for a while. And the thoughts just kind of keep going. And he, you know, he was sitting there listening to me as I kind of waxed on about it, because I've been there. I know what those feelings feel like. And he obviously didn't. There was this emotional divide between us, and not in a bad way, not a negative, like, divide necessarily. I'm not using the word that way. But there was a divide between us. It was like we were talking two different languages. I knew what depression was like, and he really didn't. And that's not saying that he has never felt bad in his life. That's not saying that he has never, you know, never had a failure or never had a reason to feel bad. But he had never reached that point where things felt hopeless and it felt like it would never be okay again. And he just didn't understand. And, you know, but he kind of nodded and said, okay, I think, because I went on for a while. It's like, you know what? I think I understand a little bit better what happened. And, you know, I could see that the kind of anger that he was holding had kind of gone away a little bit. He was relaxed a little bit more. And keep in mind, he was angry. Like, my uncle is an amazing dude. I don't think... I mean, I've heard him yell. I've heard him fight a little bit. I've never seen that level of anger in him. And he was angry. You know, he lost his brother. And he was talking to me about a point in his life, a point in their lives. Come on, these two were close as kids. And there was a... Whoop, didn't want to do that. There was a point in my dad's life when that just went away. It just vanished into the blue. And I was getting details from my uncle. That's stuff I didn't know. Like, you know, their family came up to Colorado to visit us, and, you know, they were waiting out in the cold, waiting for us for like 2 hours, and they didn't know why. And they never kind of heard what was going on. And they just happened to stumble upon us elsewhere in the city. They didn't know what was going on. They were just kind of cut off for no reason. So I don't know the full story there either. But yeah, there was a lot of anger in my uncle, and it kind of went away a little bit as he and I spoke, but it was definitely this, again, as I said, this divide. He didn't understand, didn't know where it came from. And
this'll be over in no time.
Here goes.
I think, especially when I see, you know, stuff like, no, and you said you're gonna go more in detail, because it's probably just not enough detail on the Twitch channel. But there is a lot there for a lot of these people that choose to go in that direction, that choose to, that, you know, that make that choice and that go there. And it's not always this cut and dried thing. Yeah, especially, you know, you think of the tropes, right? You know, the tropes behind suicide, you know, is, you know, you eat a bullet, right? You leave a message, you leave a note, and you go do it, and typically you're depressed all the way along, and, you know, and then everybody's like, no, I never knew. You know, there are these tropes that go through. And what gets... I know, didn't I see a ramp that went up? Yeah, there's a ramp over here. So it kind of gets interesting is all of a sudden when those tropes leave, and you begin to understand more. So, you know, a lot of people, they'll say, man, we never knew. Well, it turns out my dad tried to commit suicide in the past, and just no one knew about it. You know, his parents knew about it, but it was something that wasn't really shared to everybody else. That he had eaten a bottle of aspirin and got a stomach pump. That was in his 20s. It was until his 40s when he actually did it. But it was that, you know, it's that, okay, well, people knew, but they thought it had gone away, right? That those feelings were just gone. So stuff like that. And then there was, you know, the suicide note. And this one's kind of interesting because there wasn't one. There was the start of one. There was the
Come on!
There was kind of beginnings of a note, the intentions of a note. I've never actually seen the note because it was deemed too disturbing to show to a 14-year-old because it was written in his hand that cuts off. I think it just said "To my dearest Judy," which is my mom's name, something like that, and then it cuts off there. There's no more. That was the end of the note. It was too much at that point. And it was covered in his blood. Like there was, you can't, they didn't want to show that to a kid. So, but there's that. As I said, that trope that this is how it goes. It just didn't go anywhere. So it's it's an interesting thing that it feels, especially in popular media, that people don't understand what that feeling actually is. Which is actually probably a good thing. I don't want you guys to know what that feels like. I really hope you don't feel like that, and I hope you can't empathize with that. But it's also important that people do, I think. There's a lot of, like a lot of people I've wasting time on Imgur. And, a lot of people, they say dark things. They say a lot of dark things on that website. And people even commented, like, what, why all the darkness, right? Why all these people saying, man, I wish the darkness would take me, I wish I could die. And it comes up a lot. You go look at some of the meme lists on that website. It's really dark sometimes, like really dark. But I look at these people who are saying this. I'm like, there's no way. I don't think you actually feel this way. I think it's just a good joke. But there have been a couple of
here goes.
I've seen some comics that talk about depression and suicide and stuff like that, and they're well done. They show off really well what that is. There's a lot of people who feel that way, and I think people are finally starting to really understand, because there's a lot of these very vocal, very verbose people, very artistic people who can really show what that feels like. And so it's becoming less of a, don't take this the wrong way, but it's becoming less of a joke, right? Okay, that looks like a cave right there, so we're gonna go investigate that real quick. I want to see what this army battle looks like, though. But, it's really easy to level 30. Wow. But I think it's becoming less of a joke. I think people are realizing that, there's more to this feeling, more to this situation than just a simple, I feel bad, and then walk away. Feisty Crimson Albert. Yeah, just listening to you describe that just had me thinking on that. And it's, the conversation with my uncle were what was definitely a low shooty cybernetic boots. Oh, it's way down here. Okay. Nothing really good about that stuff. That's a shame. Okay, we'll do that. I mean, you're not gonna get much help off of off of firearms, but I think you'll go for that. Okay, so we got Twangy Marauder's Armor. That'll absolutely go to you. Nice. Okay. It's been something that's been kind of sitting in my head, because that conversation was, there was some stuff there. It's kind of a weird feeling. That entire trip was actually, in some ways, very weird. Especially, as I said, it was the whole dad thing. Like, my uncle kind of stepped up. It's, it kind of felt weird, because I'm 29, going on 30. Spent a lot of time working for, a retail company. and kind of doing my stuff. And there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on in my life, a lot of, you know, a lot of situations that my family is trying to get through.
Here goes nothing.
And I've done a fair amount to try to help where I can, be supportive. And it kind of led to me in a rut, where I was sitting here in kind of a job that wasn't going well. My uncle's been sitting here. He's, you know, he's like the vice president of this big technology company. He's vice president of like council government. He's been trying for years to get me. Okay, I wanted to get that, but I guess I'll get that. He's been trying for years to get me to go do other things to try to get out of that sort of job. And as that job ended, and as they kind of cut me loose, he finally got his chance, right? He finally got his chance to get me out of there, which is something he's wanted. You know, he's wanted to give me a better future. As I said, just doing the dad thing. So when I actually get the job to work for his company, he was over the moon, right? But also he was very happy. He wanted to work with me. He was very happy things were going to go well. But it was also he wanted to make sure I could feel accomplished. And then when they said, "Hey, you need to come down here for 3 weeks to train," he's like, "Hey, just come live with me." You know, just it was no strings attached. There was no, you know, kind of no ulterior motive. Just come live with me. You can still stay in our house. We have a room you can live with. You can live in. You can just be here for 3 weeks. You know, don't even worry about it. And you know, it was a really nice gesture to begin with. But then they started going kind of above and beyond. And you know, they were trying to most nights for 3 weeks. They tried to take me out to go to dinner. You know, to go taking an awful lot of damage here. They wanted to go to dinner. They wanted to, and then they paid for everything. They wanted to go out and kind of move, please, and do things. But they kind of paid for everything. It was the idea of no. And I even mentioned this because, you know, unless I grew up with this, you kind of take care of your own self. You know, you pay where you can. You know, nowadays, you know, my family, you know, everything is everybody pays for their own thing. If someone can treat someone else, it's kind of a big deal because we're all finally getting our feet underneath ourselves. But you know, so it was a very weird thing. And it's a little bit uncomfortable, you know, to have someone pay for me. I usually don't like it. I was like, no. Put your wallet away. We're paying for this. And you know, they helped in a lot of ways. And it was that feeling of, you know, we want you to relax a little bit. We want you to get to feel like this again because you haven't had it in a while. So that was already a thing. But then there were just he's super proud. He got himself a pool table. And keep in mind, he has reached a point in his life where he is successful. He has gotten things that he wants. One of his kids graduated college and has it just made a video which got seen on CNN by like 6 million people. So successful, right? Another of his kids plays like 6 instruments, is interested in the arts, you know, wants to be a musician, and is also successful. You know, and people are, you know, college everywhere, and everybody has stuff. He has money, he has a good job, he's successful, he's got a good house. And so one of the things he's very proud of that he just got is his pool table. And it was a used pool table, right? So it's what I call the rails need to be replaced. The foam or whatever it is in them has hardened, so the rails need to be replaced. He had to buy some new pool sticks because, you know, the pool sticks that came with the table were all warped. He's got a really good set of pool balls, but you know, the pool balls will have to be replaced eventually. But he was very proud. And you know, look, I can understand. Like, a pool table is a really cool thing to have. But then he's like, okay, let's go play. And, you know, I was helping him, not very much, because my ability to be handy is not amazing. But I was helping him. They redid a back room of the house to be kind of a theater room. So, you know, big TV, surround sound system. But they have their family game nights they do with stuff like Settlers of Catan. They wanted a table to be able to play on, so they wouldn't have to play the kitchen table anymore. And then pool table. So he had the pool table set up. He had just had a light centered over it, so it has this kind of very cool bar room feel. There's actually going to be a bar in the room. We just got a new... Hello. Nice. There's a thing so good here, we don't know what it does. We're going to use that just because I want to figure out what that is. I wonder how you learn what that is. I just don't know what that 0 of 5 is, you know? All of our... Oh, that's 5 upgrades. That's right. Yeah, I do know what that is. It's 5 upgrades. Yeah, so we just got this pool table. We said we were just going to shoot pool. And we played, and it was probably... The games we played, the hours we spent just over this pool table are probably some of my, like, favorite time spent whatsoever. And it was very different than how I'm used to this stuff going down. You know, I play with my friends and stuff like that, and we rag on each other, right? We make fun of each other, we have some fun, we talk. Come on, you. Give me my money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not enough to do the stuff I want to, so we're just gonna kind of leave that there. I want that 50,000 so I can make that park. Lots of goodies. New citizen. Okay, Crispin needs to go to the Outfitters. Okay, we can do that. That's this place, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Right, because they're researching. Should be done pretty soon. You guys don't hail these. Yeah, you know, I play with my friends, and we like to rag on each other a little bit, right? You know, we're making fun of each other. We're having a good time. We're goofing off. You know, everybody has fun. It's just stuff, right? We didn't have that. And I mean that, like, in a good way. We didn't have that. There was no, you know... Do I want that? I'll wait on that. What's this? Fish market. Bazaar. Bazaar. I need to get you another dude. So we can upgrade this stuff. But I think we're going to be able to get that guy... Actually, let's go get that guy right now. And we'll come back and we'll finish up here. No, we were playing pool, and I'm not an amazing pool player at all. It's something I've had very little chance to do. And we actually had this fun story. My mom, my sisters, and I went to have lunch in Old Chicago. And for those who don't know, Old Chicago is kind of like family-friendly pub sort of feel. Like, you know, they do a lot of pizza, good, you know, beer, a lot of pub food, and they usually have pool tables, and then you can go play pool. So we were playing, and we hadn't seen Old Chicago in a while. So my sisters came up, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, let's go play pool." Or I said to them, "Let's go play pool." I can't remember who started it, but it's like, okay, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go play pool. So we went to play. That's not what I want. This is what I want. We went to play. And, you know, I'm older than my sisters. We're absolutely, you know, the game is absolutely, like, one-sided, right? Like, I'm beating my sisters. There's no doubt that I'm gonna win. So I win. And so my mom comes over, having paid for the meal. She comes over, she looks, and she's grinning. And she's just saying, "Mom, you should play Devin. It's really good." And I'm feeling all, you know, kind of full of myself. So I'm like, yeah, you should play me. I'm really good. My mom proceeds to school me, runs the table. You know, I think I got to shoot twice before she had sunk the 8-ball. Like, she just completely owned me. And it turns out my mom had played, you know, pool as a kid, or pool in college. So she completely owns me. So my experience with pool was not that good. And so my uncle knows a lot more than I did, and was, you know, investigating things on YouTube and looking stuff up and figuring out, you know, how everything works. And so we were playing. But what was kind of interesting about the experience was it was not a... It really wasn't that, what's the word? It wasn't necessarily that competitive experience, right? Like, we were trying to win. Neither of us were just going to give a win to the other. We weren't going to have that moment, you know, where you just gave up. We both tried as hard as we could to beat the other one. But occasionally there'd be a moment where one of us would say something like, I don't have a shot. You know, we did not have an immediate potential ball that we could sink. And you know, neither of us are particularly amazing at the game. So, you know, bank shots, if we could make one, it was a cause of celebration. But it would be, we don't have a shot. So, when that happened, you know, in a truly competitive nature, or with some of my friends, it would be, ha ha, you don't have a shot, also.
Oh.
Yeah, I have your 4-leaf Sorroway, take this. Okay, take your Sorroway.
Stop.
Nope, you are very much good. Yeah, you're fine, dude. Come see him when we're next at Capstan. Okay, so now we have to go to meet him at Capstan. He's gonna roll all the way back across the ocean.
Yeah, man.
I hope we get a reward, because this side quest is taking forever. Let's go back to Capstan. So if you were amongst my friends, right, and we had this, we'd be laughing at each other like, "Ha, you don't have a shot. You suck." But between him and me, it was, you don't have a shot? Hold on, let's look. You know, let's look together. Let's both check. No, you have a shot right here. And remember, we're playing competitively. So saying, hey, you have a shot is actually working against yourself. Hey, buddy. Okay. We've got a ship, absolutely. Yeah, come live in my kingdom. I want your help. You're a talented shipwright, you can help me. Please. Awesome. Fantastic. So we have another guy here to come help us. We finally have another citizen. Good stuff. But yeah, it was this very supportive feel of like, hey, let me let's help each other. You know, this is a shot you could take, or you know, when we had a really good shot, you know, when it was something like truly impressive, or something that like it was a cause of celebration. You know, a really difficult looking bank shot, for example, or you know, something of that nature, right? You know, there was that, man, that was a great shot. Like there was that feeling of, you know, you did good. You know, there was, you know, congratulations and cheering, stuff like that. You know, when you didn't make the shot, but your attempt was really positive, there was then that, you know? Oh, hey, this one actually changed looks. You know, there was definitely a feeling of, hey, you know, you done it. Good job. But then there was also, there was stuff like that. You know, there was always this feeling of positivity, which is a little bit different, actually. I haven't had like a competitive game where, you know, no one gets salty, right? That's the thing. No one gets salty. People are not upset when they lose. They're happy. You did good stuff. Better construction efficiency. I wish I had just done that, actually. I guess we'll do improved resource gathering. Can I actually level up this facility? Let's go ahead and level up this facility and just see what else we can get out of it. Okay, what can we do? Reduced research costs? That sounds amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and, how much is this? That costs too much, I remember that. Okay. What do I want right now? Fungus. That's too much. Dispellery. Okay, I don't have any cursed equipment, so that's not important right now. What? How much? How close am I to expanding the kingdom? 50 or more citizens recruited, 35 more facilities built. If I get 30,000 kg, which will happen as soon as I fill it up, or how much? How much to expand the coffers? 20,000. Okay. Get 20,000, I'll expand the coffers. Okay. So we'll kind of leave that alone. Let's go see what's going on over here. Anything more to research? No? Okay, let's level up the facility. Ooh, that leveled up too. That looks nice. Okay, what do we got? Third Higgledy cookbook. Yeah, Morks. I can't get that. Okay. Can I do that? We can do that. Let's do that. Yeah, very different feeling. You know, anything else done? Very different feeling, having, you know, that kind of supportive relationship. And as I said, it hasn't necessarily, like, weirded me out, but it was definitely, like, this very unique thing. Like, a thing that I really wasn't expecting. You know, we could probably build something. Let's see, is there something I can build? Do I want another hunting lodge? We'll do a bazaar. How about that? We'll build us a bazaar. Okay, I'll go look at Discord a little bit later on. Take a look into that. Anybody else? So Persh is the only person who's suitable for a bazaar. Okay, well this is not going to get used for a while then. You're saying another research topic has been completed? Where? I don't see completed research topics. I think you're lying to me. Let's go see about cooking up some Higgledies. Okay. Pib the Peregrinator? Sure. Ooh, I like him. Let's just do this. Let's just make some Higgledies. I don't know how many of these we're actually going to use, but... Orgrove the Burning. Nice. We need some... Oh, this is what prisms are used for. Okay. Okay. Tulgi the Dinghy. And Threnody the Pooped. And Bink the Blinky. Field that boosts resist light elements. Okay. Buff, huh? Defense is boosted. Interesting. We'll do Shilshally the Shy. And how about we also make Tureen the Torrential? We're gonna get Higgledies all over the damn place. Twiggy the Twisty, sounds good. And we have a lot of green prisms. Abradab the Aviator. Higgledy Howl. Powerful tornadoes whipped up. They'll send enemies flying. Nice. And Flapwaggle the Feathery. He does have feathers. And Swirlium the Conqueror. Cool. Lots of good stuff. Now, any Higgledies we want to nurture? Anybody I want to level up? Higgledy Rush. What does that do again? Okay, so you like fur. Do you want to maybe wait on some of this stuff? Okay, you like fruit. Ooh, moon goes are worth a lot. Awberry's not bad. Not gonna give us a lot, though. So you like dairy products? Not really arranged in any particular order, are they? You like wool. Okay, let's, That's not where I wanted to go. That's not where I wanted to go at all. Yeah, today is an example of me just kind of meandering and what I'm talking about. Don't mind me at all. That's where I want to go. I'm sure we have the thing this Higgledy wants now. Oh, hello. We just have... What are you... Do you...
Hey there.
What are these Higgledies doing here? 5 Savior's Tears, okay. 5 Sorrowway Sweets. What? There's just 5 All-Begons? 5 Steak Dinners? Why are these Higgledies just here giving me stuff? Well, I have to. Let's look at our fish real quick. Sunset Prism, huh? Where's my fish? Like, I think it'll tell us when we get the fish. Okay. Like, every fish we have, none of it says poisonous. Also, do we have... And we don't have the mushroom, I don't think. God, look at these enemies. Level 3, we're level like 41. It wasn't that long ago that we were here for storyline, you know? We still don't... I don't think... Do we have... We don't have the... I don't think we have the dark prisms yet, do we? Yeah, we don't have the dark prisms yet. That's what we need for the other, for the other Higgledy that's in, Forest of Neil. Okay. Now, we have what you want, right? There's no freaking way that I do not have the thing that you're looking for. You can't seriously tell me that. It's a vegetable with yellow bits. Okay. I kind of don't want to use it because it's rare, but there's nothing... We'll do it. That was it. Okay. We have now gotten Larrican the Leafy. Dude, you better be good. That was a really high-level thing I gave you. Makes Higgledies more explosive in terms of the human commander. Cures an ally's status elements. Higgledies from the hereafter bless an ally with the power of wind. Makes the player more... he just seems... good. We're gonna use him. Okay. Who is our god? Do we have a god in this game? I mean, Lofty is our kingmaker. Does that count? Let's get that treasure chest at some point. Okay. I am glad we got that Higgledy, because that's been weighing on me that he exists, and I just have to, you know, complete it. I mean, it's understandable, given that he's... Oh, we got some dark crystals. Okay. Was it dark crystals or dark prisms that the Forest of Neil Higgledy wanted? Look, I mean, I would trade the pebbles. The problem is they take for... Like, he only takes 10 of them. He doesn't give you multiples, so it takes forever to trade them in. It doesn't seem like a particularly good use of my time.